Welcome back, everyone. So, if you've been searching for a way to break free from those annoying subscription fees, or maybe you're just stressed about data privacy while messing around with AI, you are in the exact right place for this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into Allama. Seriously, this tool is an absolute game changer. It's a completely free, open-source platform that lets you run large language models, LLMs, entirely locally, right there on your own machine. We're going to take you from a total beginner to running custom AI models, and I am so excited to walk you through this. All right, let's just take a quick look at our Zero to Hero roadmap for today. We'll start with why you'd even want to go local. Then, we'll cover hardware limits and getting it installed. After that, we're running your very first model, connecting your own apps via an API, and to wrap it all up, the really fun part, building custom AI personalities.
Okay, part 1. Why go local? So normally, to use these powerhouse AI models, you're stuck paying for some hosted cloud service, right? But Allama completely flips the script. Because you're running the models locally on your own hardware, you get 100% privacy and security. I mean, your data literally never leaves your computer. And the best part? It's free, it works totally offline, and since there's no internet round trip to wait for, you get virtually zero latency. I mean, the responses are pretty much instantaneous.
Moving on to part 2. Hardware limits and installation.
Now, here's the reality check. Because you're running these locally, you do have to deal with physical hardware limits. You have to download the entire model to your drive, which means you need the storage space, and more importantly, you need the RAM. To put this into perspective, let's look at a behemoth like Llama 3.1 with 405 billion parameters. That beast requires a staggering 231 gigabytes of storage. Even a heavy-duty rig with 64 gigs of RAM is going to completely choke on that. So you've got to be realistic and choose models that actually fit your system. For this explainer, we're going to focus on the standard Llama 2 model. It's a bit older, yeah, but it's way smaller and super accessible for a standard desktop setup. Actually getting it onto your machine? Super straightforward. Just head over to allama.com, hit download, and grab the version for Windows, Mac, or Linux. Now, a quick heads up. When you install and run the desktop app, it might look like nothing happened. Don't panic. That's just Allama silently firing up a backend server in the background. To double-check that it's working, just open up your terminal or command prompt and type Allama. If a bunch of commands spit back out at you, boom, you're installed and ready to roll.
Which brings us to part 3. Running your first model.
Okay, so the magic really happens with this one single command, Allama run Llama 2. When you hit enter, Allama checks your local library. If you don't have Llama 2 installed yet, it automatically reaches out, grabs the manifest, and downloads it straight from the Allama library. And the second it's done, it instantly drops you right into a chat prompt. You'll see these 3 little arrows, and you can just start typing away and getting those instant, zero-latency replies we talked about.
You really only need to know a handful of commands to manage your local library. When you're done talking to the AI, just type /by to exit the prompt. Wondering what models are eating up your hard drive space? Just type Allama list. Need to clear some room? Allama RM followed by the model name wipes it. And hey, if you want to switch things up and try a different AI, say Mistral, you literally just type Allama run Mistral. You can stash as many models as your hard drive can handle and just seamlessly bounce between them.
Now, chatting in the terminal is cool and all, but if you're a developer, you are definitely wondering, how do we connect this to our own code? How do we take this from a neat little terminal trick and turn it into a powerhouse sandbox for our actual software?
Well, let's get into part 4, connecting apps via API.
The secret sauce here is that Allama automatically exposes an HTTP IP directly on your localhost. It hangs out on port 1143.4. By default, as long as that desktop app is running in the background, the port is wide open and listening for requests. And if the app happens to be closed, you can easily kickstart the server manually by typing Allama serve in your terminal. Bottom line, anything we just did by typing text commands, we can now do programmatically.
Let's actually break down how you'd hit this API using standard Python. Just using the requests and JSON modules. First, you set up your base URL, which is your local host, port 11434/API/chat. Then, you construct a JSON payload. This is where you tell it which model you want, let's say Mistral, and you pass in your message history, tagging them with the user role. Finally, you fire off a post request. Now here is a massive pro tip. Make sure you enable streaming mode. Instead of sitting there staring at a blank screen while the AI generates a giant paragraph, streaming mode lets you grab the data line by line as it's generated, so it feels real time, exactly like the terminal experience.
But listen, while doing the HTTP requests manually is great for complete control, there is a way easier route for developers. You can literally just use the official modules. Run pip install Llama in your terminal, and you instantly have a dedicated Python package. Oh, and there's one for JavaScript too. With these packages, getting a response is literally just a couple lines of code. You initialize a client, set your model and your prompt, and then call client.generate to snatch your response. It completely abstracts all that messy HTTP formatting right out of your way.
All right, let's wrap things up with part 5, building custom AI personalities.
To do this, we use something called a model file. Basically, think of it as a blueprint. It's just a dead simple text file with absolutely no file extension. Literally, just call it model file. You drop it into a folder, and inside, you give Llama the exact recipe for how a new model should act. You pick the base model, you tweak settings like the model's temperature, and this is the fun part, you define the system messages.
To give you a real sense of how powerful this is, check out this specific system prompt we pulled from the source. It just says, "You are Mario from Super Mario Bros. Answer as Mario the assistant only." Just by dropping that one sentence into the model file, you completely rewrite the AI's core behavior. You're giving it this persistent role-play instruction that it is going to stick to for every single message going forward.
Bringing this custom personality to life is a breeze. Just make sure your terminal is pointed at the same folder as your model file. Then you run the command llama create, give it a name, we'll go with Mario, and use a -f flag to point to that model file. Llama takes a second to compile it, and the moment it says success, you just type llama run Mario, you say hello, and boom, your local machine fires back with, "It's a me, Mario." And yeah, before you ask, these custom models are instantly available to be called from your Python API code too.
So, we've taken the full journey today, from wrapping our heads around the hardware limits of those massive parameters, all the way down to spinning up custom Python integrations and writing our own model files. You now have the know-how to run 100% free, zero latency, totally private artificial intelligence right there on your own hardware. The tools are completely open, and honestly, the possibilities are literally endless. So the only question I have left for you is, with all this incredible power sitting right there on your local host, what are you going to build next?